I'm Zach.
And I'm John.
And we're from Portugal, the man. And we are here today to talk about one of our favorite records of all time, 36 Chambers, Wu-Tang Clan. This was such a big deal where we came from. We grew up in Alaska, and when this album came out, it kind of went crazy around our town. Everybody was...
Yeah, I think it was like that everywhere. I mean, like our group of friends in Portland, we hang out with all of them, and all of us had like Wu-Tang names, and all of them had Wu-Tang names. I'm sure it was like that in Wisconsin and New York, and I mean it was a massive record. The thing that I think was really big for me was I guess it was the music. It was like this new take on old soul tracks. You know, there's something about Wu-Tang, like when you first heard that, like you immediately connected with it. And a lot of it's like, it's the amps that are used on those recordings. It's the sound of those recordings. You know, I think that's why I crossed so many genres and groups, you know. Like it was a big record for a lot of people because everybody was hearing the same amps and same guitars that were used on Motown records. Even if it's not like a Motown track, you know, like you're really connecting. It's cool. It's an amazing record.
It's so awesome about that, how they can take something, when we first heard it, how fresh and incredibly new it sounded to us, but at the same sense still felt so familiar. And that's something so rare. Is a very smart thing. RZA, man.
Yeah, he's good. He's obviously pretty good.
And since then, we've been, huge fans of everything that all the guys have done separately. They're incredibly talented group of dudes.
Yeah, this is one of those things too. Like, I mean, it's a group of dudes hanging out. Like, there's no real chorus a lot of the time. I mean, when there is a chorus, it's just a bunch of guys shouting shit. Yeah. They're just shouting. And it's just fun. It's fun to see people get together and make music. I mean, hip hop right now, a lot of it is, it's like dudes on their own. It's pretty much like solo artists. I mean, there's like groups and crews, and like they have their whole thing going on, but this is big. This is why you hang out with your friends. Like, you want to make music together. And they're nerds. Fucking nerds.
I first heard it over at Quinn's house. His cousin came up, was visiting from California, and he brought it in '94, like around Christmas '94, I think. Hip hop in general was still like pretty new to us,
And in Alaska too.
And in Alaska for sure. I mean, I love the Beastie Boys. A lot of my friends listen to a lot of stuff, but this is what really got me into hip hop, and it's continued, and it's still, the pinnacle, just the coolest hip hop album ever. I mean, what just a great idea, and to have it all like, it's just so cool. We have a skate park in our town that my friends and I and some other past members of the band helped build.
Fought
Sarah Palin for years to
Took it down.
We got a skate park built in our hometown. We're very proud of it. And the first piece of graffiti that went up on it was a giant Wu-W on the spine, and it was pretty awesome. It was the first piece of spray paint on it. It was just this giant. It was so cool. I was so happy when I drove by and saw that.
Yeah,
fuck yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't even know.
I don't know.
Pretty unreal.
So where was I when I first heard that? Probably the same.
Probably over at Quinn's house, yeah.
I mean, not at Quinn's house.
Probably not
Quinn, but he won't see this.
He won't. He's not on the internet.
A lot of groups make better records throughout their careers, and it's always the first one that you hear that I always go back to. Like that's the reason I started listening to Wu-Tang. Elliott Smith doing Basement on a Hill. Like it might have been his last record, but that was that was the first one that I heard, that I listened to, got into. So
it's that personal connection that is, I mean, like I was saying, I love all their stuff. You know, Ghostface, Fish Scale, I listen to probably every 3 days, but it's just where it all started, where I first got that feeling. That's a connection that I like.
Yeah, I remember hanging out at Wasilla High School and skipping school.
Just hanging out, not
just
actually.
Hanging out. But I'm supposed to go to school and listen to Wu-Tang.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is a record, we've talked about it quite a bit throughout the history of this band. I mean, this is like a huge reason we started this band in the first place.
Absolutely.
It was the Beatles and Wu-Tang. When I first heard this album, I was thinking like, man, this is so perfect. It's like, if somebody could take this and make like a project that was the Beatles beats Wu-Tang, like this like sample-based songs, and it's just what got me started. It really did get me started in music and in this band.
Okay. In which way does their music influence your music and your songwriting and your lyrics?
Oh man.
I think, I mean, to take it back to where I was just going anyway, it's the sample-based songwriting. And it's the same stuff that's going on in LA and everywhere with like that EDM, whatever you want to call it, like electronic music. It's exciting to see people that might not even necessarily play be able to take like the perfect loop, you know, take the perfect sample and make a song out of it. And kind of shows you that, I guess in songwriting, you can get carried away so easily. I mean, there's a million parts. Like you can always write another part to a song. You can always add another chord or another melody. But there was something about this that got me excited about songwriting. And it was like, how do you find that perfect loop? How do you find that perfect piece? And honestly, our first record, I didn't really know how to play guitar at all. Like it was all like
Complete hip hop production.
yeah, it's like all
100%.
beats, it's all loops, all the guitars. I mean, I played it once, and it's not because I was good. It's because I got it right once,
That's
and then
the
I just
one.
looped it. And a lot of people do that nowadays, and I mean that's like nothing especially new. But this was the reason we did it. It wasn't because we had Pro Tools. It was because of Wu-Tang. You know, it's because we wanted that sound, and we didn't get it.
They did it better.
Figure it out at some point.
Working on it.
We just happened to play a couple festivals, like in the last year. We never got to see them with Gourley and Bastard. Like we never got to see like the original crew, like full on doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still amazing. Like it's amazing that you can get any of those dudes in a room together.
Yeah.
Let alone get on stage.
Everybody's doing so much, and they still all come together. And it's a thing to see, like, at a festival when Wu-Tang, who's so many people anyway, and their posse, their crew, all roll out to stage from the back room. Everybody just clears out of the way and is like, "Fuck, that's the Wu-Tang Clan." It's like it's a fucking spectacle. It was heavy when I first saw that upon it. I was like, "Oh shit." And it's all the dudes.
Yeah, like spun around with the other way.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, that's Wu-Tang. Gotta go.